Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my Banlist live reaction. I believe the Banlist came out just recently, I guess maybe like a couple hours ago. I was at work and I ended up seeing a House of Champs thumbnail that had link cross on it and it said 9 changes, so I got spoiled a little bit. So I assume link cross is on this list. I mean, it's not obviously guaranteed, but it's most likely that it is on the list. So I'm going to go with the assumption that there is link cross on the list. I was going to do a banlist prediction video, so I'm going to do that right now really quickly, only maybe like a minute long or something like that. But if you don't want to listen to this, you can just skip to the actual banlist live reaction. I'll just leave a timestamp. Obviously, you should just be able to skip to that. So really quick, I do want to go over my 9 cards that I do believe that are going to be getting hit. So obviously, link cross going to 0, Guard Dragon LP going to 0 as well. Dragon Bester Destruction Swords and the Smoke Grenade of the Thief. Obviously, these 4 cards just make a lot of sense going to 0, and that's like, it just makes a lot of sense. They're just really broken cards. I don't really want to explain too much to save time, but yeah. Moving on into our limits, the only card that I have on the limited section, I believe, will be Electromite going to 1 copy. So I think that this is just going to be Metal Foe support. I think that they'll try and like promote it just by putting this at 1. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. And then going to 3, we have the totally awesome ABC Dragon Buster, Seer, and Graph. So that's like my quick predictions. Another like notable cards. Obviously, I initially thought that they were going to hit Metal Marcher instead of hitting Link Cross. So that was my idea. I think that True King of all Calamities still will stay in the format just because Virtual World is a new enough of a deck. I thought that Blaster was going to go to 1 initially, but I don't think that it'll happen. I think that he'll stay banned. I thought Ignister was going to go to 3 because Pendulum isn't doing anything, especially Ignister. He doesn't do a whole lot. I thought Harp Horror was probably going to go to 1 since OCG has this and it doesn't do anything over there. And I thought Time Seal was going to probably go to 1 since it's like, 3 turns before it actually does the Yatagarasu effect, so like whatever. And then another thing, I thought that Raigeki was going to go to 2 because it destroys all monsters on the field, and Sekka's Light going to 2. But, I mean, maybe some of these actually might be correct, so we'll have to go ahead and see. But with all of that said, let's actually go ahead and get into the actual banlist discussion, or the actual, like, live reaction. So I'm going to switch my tab over to that. So here we have the actual Konami website. And it does say effective from 15/12/2020, so that's about what I expected. The next update is March 1st, 2021. That's actually pretty expected. I think that's actually 15 days earlier than what we expected, but we'll go ahead and go through the list. Obviously, Astrograph, Gofu, and Steam the Cloak all still there. Blaster's still there, so obviously my prediction was pretty wrong there at least. Moving down, Destrudo, Dijin, Dragon Buster, Destruction Sword. So yeah, that's pretty much what we thought going to 0. Makes a lot of sense. Just like the link, or not link cross, but what is it? Union carry to get to this is like pretty broken. So that makes a lot of sense. Fairy Tail Snow is still on the list. Gold Bulb still on the list. Jet Synchron still on the list. Just a lot of new stuff. Or not new stuff. Lunalight Tiger. At one point I thought this was actually going to go to 1. Just because like it was on the same list that Toad and ABC Buster Dragon went to 0. Or not to 0, to 1. So, like, maybe they'll also bring it back, because I think that list was kind of, like, really bad in hindsight. Moving down, Harp Horror still on the list. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I was pretty wrong on that, at least. I don't think there's any differences here. Electromite's still on the ban list. Alright, that makes sense. I wasn't 100% expecting it, but we have a new banned Link monster, it looks like. I don't know what it is. Link Cross. Okay, yeah, so pretty much what I expected. House of Champs spoiled me a little bit on that. Moving down, no new banned Synchros. Danglong still on the list. A lot of people are speculating he could come back. I don't think so. Moving down, let's see if Azu is still there. Maybe Broad Bull got taken off. No, he's still on the list. That makes a lot of sense. So maybe Dryden goes to 2 then on this list. We'll see. I think Dryden's probably fine to come back as well. I think that's maybe it for bans. Smoke Grenade of the Thief. Okay, yeah, that makes sense as well. VFD isn't on the list. So yeah, was that 3 bans so far? I guess that makes sense. Was there another one I was thinking? I forgot. I already forgot my own prediction. But we'll go down. And it looks like that's it. So just 3 bans. I mean, those are fine. I think that's like plenty for, the situation, I guess. Let's continue down into our limited section. Nothing. Wow. Rapier staying at 3 still. All right. Birdie still staying at 1. I'm actually surprised they didn't move this. It's possible they could have moved it to 2 or 3, and I think it would have done the same thing. So maybe eventually they'll do that. Ignister staying at 3 makes sense. Beatrice, Tegus, Emerald, Dryden. Okay, so Dryden stays at 1, unfortunately. But yeah, I guess there's just going to be a lot of unlimits. Was Double Iris on here? I don't think so. Oh, it's still there. There it is. So, yeah, maybe Performapal Pendulum, whatever his name is. Skullcrobat, yeah, he's still at 0. So, yeah, I know in my last prediction I was like convinced he was going to 3, but because I didn't see him like throughout the entire list, but I was just like mistaken on the name of him. I was thinking he started with S, but it's P. So moving down, no new limited spells. Regeki staying at 1. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I guess there's just a lot of unlimits then. So we'll see. Maybe cards going to 2. Oh, True King's Return going to 2. Okay, I think that's fine. True King, or at least like the True Draco stuff isn't really that big of a deal. I'm glad it's not in a Masterpiece because I hate Masterpiece and that card needs to stay at 0. Never coming back, please, at least. Seer going to 3, Graph going to 3. We all expected this. Evigishki Mind Angus really going to 3. I don't know what the hand loops look like, but I know that might be an issue, but maybe not. ABC Dragon Buster going to 3 and Toad going to 3. Okay, so honestly a pretty small list. I think that I was a little wrong on a couple of the cards that I mentioned. There was LP. LP is missing from this list, which realistically, like, LP isn't that big of a deal. If we're being honest, I think that the main problem was this Smoke Grenade card. I think that this was the main big problem, as well as the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. I think everything else is like fine. I don't think LP is really that big of a problem card, but like Dragon Link can live without it. So honestly, pretty small ban list. All things considered, I don't think there's anything crazy. There's nothing coming back off the ban list. A lot of cards just going to 0 or 3. So no 2. Well, I mean, there's True Kings are going to 2, but yeah, I think that is a pretty decent ban list, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. I would have liked to see some cards come off the list. Most limitably, like some cards from like the limited, like Zodiac Dread, it would have been nice to see. I know I didn't put that on my initial thing, but yeah, a lot of people were mentioning Emergency Teleport going to 2 or to 3. That is ridiculous. Do not fall for their tricks. They are really not smart people. If Emergency Teleport goes anything higher than 1, people will main deck Gamma and then use Gamma as their Emergency Teleport target. So, like, that's ridiculous. And then their Gamma can just be used as fodder for Halki Fibrex. That is just broken. Like, that's not okay. So, yeah, E-Telly needs to stay at 1. Otherwise, you can just Gamma out of deck, get access to Halki Fibrex for free, pretty much. So, like, yeah, don't listen to people saying that E-Telly needs to come back. They are lying. It's not cool. Anyways, I think that puts in a lot of the cards that I wanted to mention. But all things considered, like I said, pretty good ban list. And yeah, until next time, hopefully I'll do another one of these and I won't get spoiled, because unfortunately I did. And hopefully next time I'll do an actual like ban list prediction prior to the ban list coming out. But yeah, thanks for watching.